I sure hope you've got your whip with you, 'cause it's WOTWIP and Coffee. Although today I don't have coffee, I have pink lemonade. So probably should have coffee because it's starting to get colder here. We're supposed to get another little round of snowmageddon with a lot of wind. The piece that I'm working on today is that painted honeycomb afghan. So I'm going to work on that while we talk. Hope everybody is having a good day. Mine was pretty good. Had a couple of strange things go on. I'd stopped at Dollar Tree to go pick up some things for a project that I was using. Plus, I'll be honest, I also get paper plates there. You know, the coated paper plates, the 9-inch ones, because I think I get 70 at Walmart for like $6 something, but I get 80. I can get 2 packages of 40 each at Dollar Tree for $2.50. So yeah, I'm gonna get them at Dollar Tree. And I was also looking for, Dollar Tree used to have those cutting mats that were like thin plastic, clear plastic. And I was wanting to find some of those. But I don't think they use those anymore. Well, at least mine doesn't have them. I hadn't gone online to see if they have them. And the reason was some of the grocery bags that I've made in the past, I have actually cut a piece to fit in the bottom to help give it a little more sturdiness for like when you're carrying in heavier things. So yeah, I guess I'll have to go online and see if they still have them. If not, then I'll have to find something somewhere else. Because I could use heavy, stiff plastic canvas instead. Who knows? So yeah, it's a little, like I said, a little chilly here today. I've noticed that my heater has been kicking in a couple times more than normal this afternoon. So I thought, you know what, and it's kind of chilly in the room anyway. So I thought, I'm going to put the fireplace on for a little bit and crochet. I do enjoy that. Sorry, had to answer the phone. This weather, I don't know, has been awful strange. I hope that you guys are surviving whatever weather is coming your way. I have a cousin who he drives and delivers campers, fifth wheels all over the country. That's what he does. And I keep teasing him. I'm like, I think maybe I'll get into that business. He had recently dropped off a camper in Illinois, and they asked him a couple towns over to pick up another camper that someone had sold to take it down to, can't remember where exactly, in Florida. So he took it down there, and of course while he's there, he's waiting for another camper to pick up, but it was going to be like 2 days later. So he's just kind of touring the area and whatnot. And so he's doing these filmings, that he's doing. And as he's walking along, he's at a beach somewhere, and he said, here's how you know you're in Florida. And as you go into a certain area where he was at, there's a sign of an alligator. I thought that was rather funny. Alligator, crocodile, whatever they are. You know, I can never remember the difference between them until you see that photo that tells you the difference between them. Then I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I understand the difference now. But yeah, I'm just oblivious to those kind of things. And I had planned last night to watch the Boggy Creek box openings and got into a conversation with someone on the phone and just never got around to it. So I've got to watch the replay today. And I know you guys have been sending in beautiful blankets, and this is a great cause. So I'm really glad that these guys did open it up to the YouTube community and all of the subscribers so that folks can spread that love a little bit more. And also for those of you, you know, also keep in mind if you can't send to that area, check to see if there's an area around you that supports a camp like that can use those kind of things. Because they do have those camps in other states as well. It's just Boggy Creek is a big one, you know, that a lot of kids come to. It's kind of like the Make-A-Wish Foundation, you know, where they give you your certain things, take you into a different area. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, that's a good program to look into. As well as Horses for Hope. And I have a friend who can no longer make big Afghans. So I've got her on to doing mats for cats. You can do those kind of things. You can make small blankets to give to your local animal shelters. So there's a lot of ways that you can help out just in your neighborhood if you can't afford the shipping to ship all the way to Boggy Creek. You know, to Florida, to either Nancy or Lynn or Lynette, or send them to Billy. So yeah, a lot of places that can use your help. I always tell people to try to look at home closer. That way you don't have to worry about postage. And yeah, just a couple of ways to help out. I really like helping out a lot. I will tell you, the cats have been on the rampage. Right now, they're napping. So you're not going to hear a lot of playing, romping, and running around. But I had recently been in the sewing room and was cleaning up some things, and I'd taken smaller pieces like this of quilt batting that lots of times I'll keep because I never know where I can use it, you know, whether it's in a small project or even to sew them together or iron them together with binding tape, which there is a tape specially made for that kind of thing. But thought I had gotten them all put away in a tote, and I was sitting in here doing some things at the computer, and here comes the cat with one of those pieces, probably about like this, toting it around, carrying it in her mouth. I'm like, how did you get that? Where did you get that? She kind of looks at me like, nope, mine. You cannot have it. I will fight you to the death for it. So I did eventually get it back from her. But it took a little bit. Yeah, I save a lot of my scraps because sometimes you can even use that to stuff toys with. You know, amigurumi, those kind of things. And since I do a lot of sewing for Operation Christmas Child, many times those pieces can be used in the dolls that I am making, the small little bears that I make, whatever. So I keep all that kind of stuff. As well as you saw on one of my videos with the sewing tutorial, where I gave away my secret about using paracord. for handles for the drawstring bags, and the way that you make them to where they work a little bit easier, they're still sturdy, is to pull the inside out cording, which is usually a multiple of many strings. So I keep those strings for stuffing as well. Now the strings I found I have to put them up high and in a very tight enclosed tote so the kitty cats can't get them. Because when she first saw me pulling out strings, that Izzy was wild. And I think I got my leg scratched 4 or 5 times by that cat that day. And I was like, okay, now I need to make sure the cats are quietly napping while I do this next time. Otherwise, it's going to be another day full of injuries. Now, a lot of folks, I've had a couple of folks ask me about this blanket that I'm doing because they thought that it was interlocking crochet. It is not. And I'll show you why. See, this first row was done in the back stitch, but now when I turn around, I'm going to bring my lovely turquoise back into the color, and it's going to use the stitch that wasn't used, which is now the back loop. So you're kind of just working in the back loop only. I did forget to pull it through that stitch though, where I started. And that's basically how you're working this pattern. Each color is done in the back loops only until you get to the one group where you merge them together, and then you are crocheting with your white over both colors, through both of the colors. So it's an interesting pattern. I would have never thought to do it this way. Kind of glad there are people that are smarter than me that can figure these things out, you know? Or maybe they're just more willing to experiment, be a little more creative than I am at times. So yeah. So I'm curious, what is everybody working on? Leave a comment down below on what you're working on. I know that's a great interest to me because I'm always curious. Now, I don't know if any of you follow Terry of Nana's Crochet Ideas. She is doing a New Testament, a Bible New Testament crochet along for the year. And I'm finding that interesting. Just because it gives me a little more opportunity to study the Bible. And I do enjoy studying the Bible. And apparently my cats do enjoy helping me study, because many times they have to get up right up into the middle of it. Now if they were awake, I wouldn't be able to crochet. Well, I could crochet, but they'd be over here biting on the strings and pulling at them and everything else. So sometimes I have to put my projects up high so they can't see the yarn moving. Otherwise they get all excited and think that a game is happening. I will tell you that when we got our last snowstorm last week, we got about 8 inches here, and I spent most of Sunday afternoon shoveling the driveway, which was interesting. I've ordered a snow blower. I didn't order one because when I first moved in here, because past couple of years the snows have been kind of hit or miss. Hasn't been a whole lot, just a shovel. You know, here, there was plenty. And I was thinking, yeah, we're probably not going to get a whole lot of snow this year either. Of course, we're going to get snow because I didn't have a snowblower. But did order one, so that is on its way. Because Monday, like I said, I spent several hours out there shoveling the driveway. And towards the end, the neighbors across the street did come over and help. So that was helpful. But Monday, I was very tired, very sore. And I spent most of the day, as I told my prayer warriors this morning at prayer, I spent it most Monday on a heating pad because I was hurting so badly. Which kind of reminded me about the goals, intentions I had set about moving more. Well, the idea is to move more each day to build up, not to do it all on one day, which is kind of what you're doing when you're shoveling. And the worst part was, even though my hand is still healing, it really hurt that hand. I did too much with it. I know I did, and I shouldn't have. But I wanted to get it done, get it out of the way. And, of course, then the rain came the next day and took care of everything, so I don't know why I worked so hard to shovel when the rain would have taken it away the next day. But, yeah. So it was interesting to see what I could do on my own, couldn't do on my own. However, I did forget that the contractor had left behind the house, behind the sunroom, quite a few empty 5-gallon buckets. And I didn't realize that. And with the winds as bad as they were, they got blown all over, so I had to go find those. So yeah, it was interesting. Interesting to see. And to gather them all up. I have one of my neighbors that walks down around the way. She had walked past and she said, "Are you missing a broken bottom of a tote?" And I said, "Yeah." But I thought maybe the garbage guy had picked that up. She said, "No, it blew up over the top of the mountain over there by her side of the fence." She said, "So the dogs have been playing with it and ripping it to shreds." She has 2 Great Danes. So they were playing with it and ripping it to shreds. She goes, "I hope you didn't need it." I said, "No, it was broken. I was going to take it to the recycle. I just didn't have enough plastic to take to the recycle yet." So we had a good talk about that, about how our dogs did enjoy it. And she said, "Well, if you have anything else that you think the dogs might enjoy, they do like to chew on empty drink bottles." I said, "Doesn't that cause problems for them? Don't they try to eat it?" She said, "No, they don't really eat it. They just like to chew on it." So she lets them chew on it and then recycles them. So I guess they're recycled twice? Is that how that works? Not sure how that works, right? I had thought about doing this live, but I've had several conversations with a couple people today, and I just didn't have the time to do it live. Plus, I really don't know what the schedules are for the lives. I mean, it's hard to keep up with who's doing what, when, and where. And I really hate to impose on somebody else's live. Then I guess it wouldn't be imposing, because you get to choose which one you go to, right? So maybe I'll do the live next week, next Friday. So do it live. Plus, I need to learn how to use the StreamYard. Usually I'm a guest with someone. I don't usually do it myself. So I guess I should learn how to do it, right? Probably a good idea to learn to do it. I was talking with a friend also today who was telling me he lives in a different country right now. He's serving in a different country. And he was telling me, he said, the North Korean president has said that they're going to war with the U.S. And I said to him, doesn't he do that every couple of months anyway? He said, I don't know. But he said this is the first time he ever remembered hearing him have a speech about it. So, but then again, it's North Korea. Most of their missiles failed the test. I guess we need to be careful what's going on. I know the Swedish president had also, I don't know if he's the president. Do Swedes have a president? I don't know if it is or just parliament. But whoever their leader was talking about how the Swedish nation needs to prepare to go to war because they don't think, I guess Zelensky from the Ukraine said Putin won't stop at Ukraine, he'll move. And I had read a report after hearing that the Swedish are preparing, they're stockpiling, things like flashlights, batteries, food, in case of war. So then I got to wondering, when was the last, I didn't think the Swedish had gone to war. Ever. But apparently the last time they were at war was 210 years ago with a little skirmish with Norway. So, I guess things are gearing up, aren't they? All over the world. Then again, lately we do live in a crazy world. Seems like lawlessness is celebrated. No one wants to enforce the law. We leave our poor police officers and first responders at the sheer will of criminals and bad people all the time. So, I don't know. The world's getting kind of crazy. Why did I get on that subject? Who knows why I got on that subject? You ever go down rabbit holes? Apparently I'm on a rabbit hole. So yeah, I hope everybody is doing well with their Tunisian project. If you have picked up a Tunisian project and attempted it, I started another Tunisian project with a different yarn and different needle, and come Tunisian Tuesday, I will show everyone what I had started. Well, you'll see it Monday, but then I'll also show you when I do the Tunisian Tuesday as well. Because a lot of people, I think I have 5 or 6 people ask me, can you really get a lot of stitches on those needles? The answer is yes, and I show you. So, I look forward to showing you that later on. And I hope everyone has been watching Leanne's Tunisian Tuesday as well. She is also teaching, doing some projects. So that's a lot of fun. I realize that I have missed Tunisian. It is slower than crochet. It's probably about the same speed as knitting. At least it is for me. But I like it because it is also more of a meditation, relaxation for me. So I do enjoy it. And I hope you guys are enjoying trying it at least. And I thought later on, because Tunisian many times uses link stitches, that we'll also include those in with the Tunisian Tuesday at some later point. Although with link stitches, many times you can use just a regular crochet hook. You don't need a Tunisian crochet hook. So that's one of the bonuses with the linked stitches. We'll play around with those a little bit. And while we're talking about Tunisian Tuesday, I did find, and I did not realize, that Tunisian crochet also has Tunisian mosaic crochet and Tunisian interlocking crochet. At least that's what they say. I'm looking for more information about it and to learn about it. Of course, this year I'm trying to learn interlocking crochet, and I am enjoying that, as well as starting projects that do include interlocking crochet. So yeah. Okay, now you see where I finished the back row. Here's the first row of this. Now the back row. Now I come back and I pick up my white. And the white, to join these together, you're simply doing a single crochet in each stitch across to join it. So yeah, that's basically how you're working this pattern. Like I said, I sure am glad somebody was smart enough to figure out how to do it, because I sure couldn't have. I probably could have if I wanted to play a little bit, but I'm not that adventurous on my own unless someone challenges me. So yeah. Well, I think I've chatted long enough today. I can feel my voice is trying to go. So I am going to stop here and talk with you again next week. Next week, I do plan on going live. Most likely it'll be about 1 o'clock, but I'll put that on the community page. I do want to check out and make sure I'm not crossing somebody else's toes, if possible. So I'll see you again soon. But remember, in the meantime, be kinder to yourself, love one another, get in touch with God, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.